face down on a
He was face
floor?
first in a mat, but I'm thinking that.
Oh,
hey!
he's back! You're standing up.
So Darren, I gotta ask, what is this?
Oh, wait.
Oops! Don't break his concentration.
He's
Look at this
standing
bad
on one
boys.
foot.
This is how we celebrate Balance Awareness Week. We can also celebrate by doing this. Huh?
So
That's
what
right.
kindergartners do?
Multiple ways to celebrate a week that this guy has been waiting for at least 3-4 months. It's Darren Anderson. He's a trainer at Scott Fitness. How excited are you that this is Balance Awareness Week?
Very excited.
Yeah, I can see it in your eyes. There's a certain glimmer. Okay. To improve one's balance, you can do a variety of things. We're going to work on legs this segment. And I think probably most of us assume that we have okay balance because we can do this and this. But when you put the legs to the test, you realize that, in fact, most of our balance is far from being at the optimum level.
Correct.
What's the seesaw for?
Well, basically what this is, you know, to improve balance overall, the best thing to do is to put yourself in a situation that is an unstable environment. So by doing that...
I work at a TV station, so actually I'm naturally in that situation.
That would do it too.
Yeah.
But I think that's a different type of balance
I
that
see.
we're talking about, right?
Okay, all right, gotcha.
So we're talking about physical balance, and so by putting yourself in an unstable environment, which this device balance board does for us, retrain the body so that way it learns to adapt to situations like this.
You know what's great about doing this on television is that since I'm working, when I break my neck during the show...
There's more pressure.
Well, no, there will be workman's comp, actually, so this is good. All right, so ideally you should be balanced on this thing for a period of time, what, 10 or 20 seconds?
Yeah, probably 10 to 20 seconds is fine. And, you know, with normal exercise, you probably wouldn't want to do as much, but with balanced exercises, since there's not a lot of stress to the body, you could essentially practice doing this every day if you wanted to.
Let's go into squatting. There's a lot of people at gyms that can lift tons and tons of weight by squatting with weights.
Sure.
But if you can't lift your own body weight, then it's kind of meaningless.
It's a lot different. Well, you know, once you feel like you've got this down pretty well, then you might want to add another component into the exercises where you add a strength component along with the balance exercises. So what we have here is a dome ball, which is just a half ball. So what you're going to do is you're going to hop up on here, just like that, and you have very good balance. So what we're going to do here is we're going to apply a squat movement exercise along with this. We're going to do a dynamic movement along with the immobile movement. So you're just going to squat straight down like that till your thighs are parallel to the floor, and then just stand up like so.
And again, you do, what, 10, 15 reps of this?
On this exercise, it'd be 10 to 15 reps, and you do approximately 2 to 3 sets. And depending on the individual, if you're a beginner, then you'd only start with 1 set and then progress up later on doing 3 sets. And then from there, you could even add some weights, add some dumbbells in your hands. And once you get really comfortable with it, you can even go to 1 leg at a time.
And that's extremely
and that's
difficult.
extremely hard and extremely advanced and takes a lot of leg strength to perform this exercise. But as you can tell, Darren's been doing this for a little while, so he's actually
And then also, if that's too tough, I know you can just do it on a steady surface.
You could do it on
like
a floor or a step, something elevated, and it would look something like this. You put your foot out in front, and you could squat straight down like so. If you want to even get more advanced, you could even touch your knee to the floor.
And the thing that's deceptive about this is that when somebody does it in such a fluid way like yourself, it looks easy.
It looks easy.
But until you actually try it, and I have been doing these exercises for the last several months, but until you actually try it, you realize what a bear it is to conquer. And it actually takes you months even to get to the point of where you just were.
Right.
All right. Okay. This is Darren Anderson. This is Scott.
When you're exercising, Darren,
not basketball.
Yeah, I gotta figure out now. Compare Balance Awareness Week, but why is balance so important that it has its own week?
Well, for a couple reasons. I mean, first of all, if the Force didn't have balance, look what happened to the whole Rebel Empire.
Well, Darth Vader would be in control.
Luke, yeah, exactly. But specifically what you're talking about, the reason that balance is important is because it gives us stability. And just for instance, if you slip on the ice, if you have bad balance, you might not be able to recover, and you could hit the ground. With good balance, and we are working on that this morning, you could be okay. This is Darren Anderson. Darren is a personal trainer at Scott Fitness. When we last visited, we were working on legs. Now we're working on exercises where we're pushing. So we're chest and tries.
That's right. So we're doing upper body, we're doing chest, tries, shoulders. Yeah. And so, again, we're going to come to our little handy seesaw toy. And we're going to do a normal push-up on here. But the obvious difference is that we have stabilized now. And what helps us stabilize is your core and your obliques and your midsection. And so, as you can see, it really does increase the intensity of the exercise, having to balance on that.
And if you're not balanced properly, you could go like that or like this.
Exactly.
And so really, in working on balance, what you're doing is working on the core muscles of your body.
You're working on the core muscles of the body. Balance training is somewhat of a neurological training modality compared to like lifting weights is more of a strengthening type of exercise. So basically, there's three systems that help with balance. You have your visual stimulus, so like when you do a sobriety check, the cop tells you to close your eyes, that's one. Your inner colloquial canal, which is your inner ear, which is another system that helps with balance. And then you have neurological development, which is located in the muscles and in the joints. And so you're always sending information back to the brain. The brain takes the information, processes it, and sends it back to the muscles, telling them how to compensate for stabilizing the unstable environment.
Speaking of stabilizing in an unstable environment, we're going to work on another chest routine.
Another chest routine.
This one is actually more advanced than that one.
Yes, it is. And so we're using two balls here. And what you're going to do is you're going to prop yourself up just like so. And now you have two variables that you have to control on these balls. So this is a very advanced exercise and takes a lot of strength to maintain it.
And so ideally you should be able to do how many reps of this?
Well, once you get proficient at it, you should be able to do 10 to 12, just like you normally would on a normal
Which, I mean, clearly I can do. I'm going to save that for later, just so I can impress you privately. We did chest, triceps.
Now we're going to do triceps. Now we're just going to use a single ball. And the difference between doing it on there and this, you have one ball, but also you want to make sure you keep your elbows close to your body, just like that. So now you're using predominantly the back of your arm, the tricep. You're using a little bit of your front delt and some chest, but again, you're still using your core to stabilize the whole exercise.
A couple of moments ago, we saw you balanced on this ball, and this promotes general balance, but if you wanted to do one more exercise that involved pushing, how could you work shoulders into this?
Well, you could balance the way you are. It's always good to have someone help you lift these dumbbells to you before you do it. And now you're just going to press straight up over your head. And again, this is a very advanced exercise. This wouldn't be something that someone just starting.
I am okay. A simple,
someone call 911.
A simple bandage on the big toe will repair all wounds.
Okay. So yeah, as you can see, that is definitely a more advanced exercise, and so you'd want to get lots of practice before you take on that. And
I just did that basically so I wouldn't intimidate the viewers.
Did you sign the waiver before we came in here?
We're going to do that afterwards.
Oh, right. That's okay. I'm insured, so.
Balance awareness.